Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Are you an inspiring entrepreneur? Or maybe you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level. My name is Larry W. Brooks, and I am the author of Empowering Quotes for the Entrepreneur in You and The Entrepreneur Code. In these two books, I guarantee you there's success secrets that will take your business to the next level. I personally invite you to visit LarryWBrooks.com. Go under the books link and purchase your signed personal copy from myself. You have a great day and have an awesome 2020. Pure Hustle is not only a clothing brand, but it is a movement. I personally invite you to visit shoppurehustle.com. How do you survive?
Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. I urge you to follow me on social media at Prime Real Estate Rick. You can go to Facebook and Instagram and follow me at Prime Real Estate Rick, where you can keep up with the latest and greatest and everything when it comes to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I want to thank everyone for tuning in this week, man. It's a great Thursday here in Houston, and I have a really exciting show lined up for you all today. As always, my co-host is not only a real estate broker here in the great state of Texas, but he is a multi-time author and a serial entrepreneur known here in North America and every other continent on the planet Earth. I like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience my co-host, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. What's going on, brother?
Oh, man, I can't call it young Ricky. I appreciate that warm welcoming as usual.
Hey, man, it's good to see you, man. After your busy week last week, I didn't know if you was going to take a vacation to Barbados.
I feel like
because last week was a hectic one for you, brother, man. Fill everybody in on how big your week was last week.
It was. Last week was busy, had a lot going on. But ultimately, the experience that I did with the Young Millionaire series, that kind of rejuvenated me. Just being in the room with so many awesome people and, you know, being able to share parts of my 18-year career with individuals that were seeking knowledge about real estate, and then listening to the other speakers, everything from social media and them talking about how to grow your business through social media, to even being on a platform with the other realtors that was really eye-opening. So it was a great event, man. Like it was top notch. You know, like I literally have not seen something come to the city of that caliber in as long as I can think of, man. It was a big deal.
You know, that was outstanding. I'm sure everyone who had the opportunity to come out and hear you speak on Saturday really was able to take a lot of great and worthwhile tidbits from not only yourself, but all the other speakers as well. But I want to make sure we share with the audience about all the fun we had at the Brooks and Davis Education and Training Center ribbon cutting on last Thursday.
No doubt. And so I want to first let me officially say thank you to everybody that came out. It was an amazing time. I love the energy that everyone shared about the organization, the growth that we're having, even all of the follow-ups that I've been getting, all of the leads and all of the people that are reaching out to us about how can they get involved, how can they become coached and taught up by the Brooks and Davis firm. So it's been amazing, Rick, man. That work there was a needed move that is most definitely the city is excited about.
I mean, for those who didn't have an opportunity to attend that ribbon cutting, man, I want to ensure you that we had I had a blast and time of a lifetime. So next time Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm has any type of public service, community outreach, or just a gathering, a first-time home buyer seminar, I urge everyone, come out, get involved, because not only is it going to be a lot of worthwhile information, but we definitely know how to have a great time.
No doubt.
Without
sir.
any further ado, I want to introduce our guest this week on the Prime Real Estate Network. If you are an entrepreneur or a business person or working in the real estate space anywhere in the state of Texas, but especially here in Houston, I'm sure you've had an opportunity to not only cross paths with our guest, but if you are really lucky, you've had an opportunity to do business with our guest.
Yep.
Not only is he the general manager over at Blackstone Mortgage, but he is a serial entrepreneur and one of the most expert marketers of any of the business people here in the city of Houston. So I would like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience our guest this week, Mr. Harold Ahmad Steele. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for carving some time out of your busy Thursday to sit in with us this week, man.
It's always good to see Steele.
Absolutely. You know, when Larry Brooks calls, I come. So,
No, man, I mean, because, the sweet part
that.
about it is that, and me and Larry talk about this on the show a lot, is that what we try to do for our audience is give people some insight into Larry's power team. When he opens up that black book of connections in real estate and business and entrepreneurial pros, there are people that he not only recommends from a professional standpoint, but you guys have enough time of knowing each other that they know how each person moves as far as business, their bedside manner, for lack of a better term.
Right.
So
This is my guy, man. You know what, Steele, I appreciate you sponsoring and helping out with the event that we had on last Thursday, man. That was important. Yeah. And so that was good, man. And we was laughing a little bit earlier about the Rockets and how the season is starting to come together. But one of the last time we really had a chance to kick it, you took me we went to the Rockets game we sat on the floor, man. This guy right here took me to a Rockets game, sat on the floor. Great experience, man.
It's definitely a different experience to watch the game from the floor. So.
No doubt about it.
It's funny because there's so many things that I want to ask you while we have you here on the show this week, but I want to start off with just from a professional standpoint as far as your company and your brand. Talk to the audience a little bit about Blackstone Mortgage and what it is that your office provides as far as services to the real estate public here in Houston.
Okay, so Blackstone Mortgage is my company. Obviously, it's a mortgage company. We've been around for multiple years. I've been in the mortgage business myself for 17 years now, actually.
Man, that's what's up.
So somewhat of a veteran, I guess you would say. My team and I, we've put over 3,000 families in homes over the last 17 years.
Wow.
So we've done quite a few quite a few families in homes right here in Houston, particularly in the African American community. Probably about 70% of those homes of that were in the African American community. So we've done a lot here to put families in homes. We particularly work with a lot of first-time home buyers. Our clientele at this point has kind of grown with us and has gone into not only first-time home buyers, but second and third-time home buyers at this point. But we just want to make the dream of home ownership available for everybody, particularly in minority communities, black and brown communities. We're often underserved in that manner. And one of our, it's almost like a ministry for me in terms of being able to help the minority community build wealth. Because the reality is, many years ago there was an article from Black Enterprise magazine that had the 10 steps to financial empowerment for people of color, and the number one step was homeownership. So if we can do our part in helping the community have a higher penetration, black people, of course, our community has pretty much the lowest home ownership rate of all communities.
That's right.
So we need to change that. To be honest with you, we are the generation that we're living in currently actually has a lower home ownership rate than the two generations prior to us.
Wow.
So when we go back to, just literally not long after post-slavery, they had a higher home ownership rate than what our generation has today. Yeah. And that's sad. And it's up to people like us in this room to help change that by making sure that people know that they can buy a home. You don't have to convince a person that lives in an apartment whether they should buy a home or not. Everybody knows I don't want to live in an apartment the rest of my life.
No doubt. Yep.
What you do have to convince them is that they can do it, because some people just don't know that they can. It's too daunting of a task, or they feel like they got to have a ton of money or perfect credit or this, that, and the other. That just may not be true.
Yeah, hadn't seen it before,
yeah.
so they just don't know.
Yeah.
Like, they mom's mom lived, so
Right.
yeah.
Right.
They just don't know.
You mentioned mentioned bridging that wealth gap. Was that your initial motivation to get into that mortgage and lending space? Because those who know, you're an expert marketer, you are an entrepreneur, you have several business ventures that you've been successful with. But I just want to give the audience an idea of what motivated you to look at the mortgage space as something that you could build in and flourish.
So I'm going to be completely honest with you. I got into this business pretty much just like everybody else, by accident. So the funny thing about it, this is going to get me in a whole nother soapbox, right? Funny thing about it is you never hear, like I've spoken at a lot of, elementary schools and different things like that, career days, stuff like that over the years. And you ask kids, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they're like, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be this. I want to be that.
Police,
right?
house of
You
fire,
don't
fighter,
ever hear anybody say, I want to be a mortgage broker or I want to be a realtor when I grow up.
Right.
I mean, you just never hear it. Now, the reality is, some of us make just as much as them or more than these doctors and lawyers, right? And the reality is you don't have to go to 18 years of school to do it and all these kind of things. If you're good at what you do, this is every bit as viable of a career in terms of a real long-term career where you can make a very comfortable income that can change the lives of yourself and future generations to come right here doing real estate and mortgage.
Yeah. Not only that, the knowledge that comes along with it.
Absolutely.
Man,
my mentor in the business was a 10th grade dropout.
Wow.
Guy's a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
So I mean, anybody can do it. Let me take that back. I'm not gonna say anybody can do it. Most people can do it, right? This is a realistic thing that you can get into this business and turn this into a career that can change your life. And the reality is everybody can't afford to go to medical school. Everybody can't afford to go to law school. Everybody can't. Everybody doesn't have the aptitude to learn those things, and that's just the reality. That's not a knock, right? But a lot of people can do this and be successful. So I got into this business by accident. So let me tell you how it happened. So I was working in insurance, and I had my best friend at the time before he passed away was a real estate agent. He kept telling me, hey man, you're smart, you're good at sales, and you're really smart with numbers. You would be good at I need a good loan officer to help me with these loans. And he was having some problems with different loan officers. Yeah. So a couple of other people kept asking me. Now, at the time, I was doing mortgage protection insurance. So the name mortgage protection has absolutely nothing to do with mortgages, but I was selling mortgage protection insurance. So people would ask me, this is way back during the refi boom in like 2003. Hey, can you help my friend refinance their house? That kind of stuff. And I was like, well, no, I just sell insurance. But enough people asked me about it that I said, well, maybe I should look into this, right? And then my best friend, like I said, kept really asking me about it. So he ended up connecting me with my first broker who brought me into the business, a guy by the name of Bevan Walker. A lot of people may know him. He's been around for a long time. Right. And that's where it all started. And I remember I was doing both at the same time. Because I got my real estate, my mortgage license. Actually, at that time, you didn't even have to be licensed, but mortge license. True story, yeah. True story.
Real talk.
So at one point, you just get to pay a little $350 or $320 it was.
They didn't start putting licenses on until we started getting money in it. But anyway, so that's a whole nother subject. But
preach.
So,
but I digress.
Right. So with that being said, I was doing both at the same time, insurance and mortgages, okay? And what ended up happening, as I remember this, true story, clear as day, just like we're sitting here at this table. Yeah. I remember closing my first deal, and this is gonna make y'all laugh because this is no money, but I was excited about this money, right? So I closed my first deal and I made $1,500 on one transaction. And I remember when Bevan handed me this check for $1,500, and I was like, that's all me? Yeah. On one deal? Yeah. Right. Like $1,500 on one trip. I didn't have to go out and dig no ditches. Yeah. I didn't have to go out in the sun and
no doubt.
Put windows in houses. I didn't have to do none of that. I didn't have to do nothing hard. I was like, oh, rinse and repeat. Yeah. It's about to be on. So
that's how you learn it, man.
Literally. That's how I got into this business. It was pure accident. Then I started making more money from doing mortgages than I was making from doing insurance. And you naturally lean to where your bread is buttered. So
that's right.
Next thing I know, I didn't let my insurance license lapse, and I'm all in on the mortgage, and the rest is history. So and I took to it fast, and I kind of took off with it pretty quickly, and like I said, the rest is history.
Of course, your mortgage company has been highly successful, known, especially here in the greater Houston market, as a company that's definitely on the ascend.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you when we come back from our break a little bit about your marketing expertise and how you use that to build a high-quality team. Because me and you had a chance to speak before we started recording, and you talk about how important it is to invest not only time but resources in building the best, most high-quality team that you absolutely positively can. So when we come back from a break, I want you to talk to our audience a little bit about team building and how you use your marketing expertise to attract the best and brightest.
Will do. Absolutely.
We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsors, but we'll be right back. Stay tuned to the Prime Real Estate Network.
This is Rick Davis, realtor and host of the Prime Real Estate Network. Are you currently leasing or looking to relocate to the Houston area and you find yourself falling in love with a home but aren't quite in a position to purchase? Well, no worries. We offer the Right to Purchase program. We can place you in the home of your dreams at current market rental rates and give you up to 3 years to buy. Did you know that a majority of the homes that are for sale offer better quality than those that are for rent? So why wait? Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Let me and my team help you purchase a home that you and your family can fall in love with. Give me a call today at 832-928-3963. And remember to follow the Prime Real Estate Network podcast on YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Be blessed.
Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in Houston, Texas, visit our website at brooksanddavis.com. It's the time of the show where I want to share with you the Brooks and Davis First-Time Home Buyer Spotlight. This weekend, I will be personally hosting an open house on Saturday, the 29th, and Sunday, March the 1st. The address of the home is 1610 City Nights Way. It's here in Houston, Texas. It's right off of 288 and Orem. I will be there from noon to 4 p.m. both days. We look forward to meeting and greeting anyone who's interested in purchasing that particular property or are interested in any properties in the City Park Master Plan. I'll be there. I'll have some really nice guests. We'll have refreshments and some fun giveaways. So I urge everyone to stop by our open house at 1610 City Nights Way this weekend. And this weekend is Saturday and Sunday from noon to 4 p.m. I urge you all to be there, and I thank everyone for showing, and I thank everyone in advance for visiting. As always, my co-host is the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, and our guest this week is the General Manager of Blackstone Mortgage, Mr. Harold Ahmad Steele. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being with us this week.
Hey, appreciate you having me.
Hey, man, we had a great first segment, man. I want to keep that energy up and keep that momentum going. In the first segment, we talked a lot about your mortgage company, but I mentioned to our viewers that you are a serial entrepreneur. One of the things I think is your strength, Mr. Steele, is that you can detect certain inefficiencies in certain markets and can take advantage of those and build companies that can service those inefficiencies. So I want to talk to you a little bit about your entrepreneurial spirit. Can you talk about some of your other companies and what motivated you to start those, and what is it that you noticed in the market that made you feel like that'd be a great idea?
Okay, so let's go way back, right?
Let's do it.
So when I was a kid, right, my mother used to, everybody asks kids, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? Just we were talking about the career days and all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. So, I looked up to my father when I was a kid, just like every young boy does. My dad played ball, so I was like, I'm gonna be a football player. You know what I mean? And so my mother used to be like, nah, he's not gonna be a football player, because she didn't want me to put all my eggs in one basket, which was smart. Yeah. But she was like, nah, he's not gonna be a football player. My baby's gonna be an entrepreneur. Yeah. Now, I had no clue what an entrepreneur was, ever, right? Now, coming from California, I never saw a lot of black people own businesses. Really, the only black person I really knew that really owned their own business was like, so my godfather had a barbecue shack, a barbecue spot at one point. But he got his money. He played 13 years in the NFL. So I never really saw a lot of black people owning businesses. So I had no clue what an entrepreneur even was, literally all my life. Then all of a sudden, as an adult, the words that she spoke into existence as a kid ended up coming into fruition.
Wow.
So with that being said, from there forward, once I started to get the entrepreneur spirit, it just kind of took off from there. And now I have my hands on a few things. And, let's be clear, though. The mortgage business is the girl that brought me to the dance. I ain't leaving her, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's always the answer I got to give, too, man. I get it.
Let's be clear, you know what I mean? That's what I do. All this other stuff is a little lanyap, as they say in Louisiana.
Yeah. And it's funny still because people look at you like, oh, so now you're not doing mortgage no more? This is what you do. You this, you that. Like, no, this is the girl that brought me to the dance.
Yeah.
This is this is her. Like, I'm not changing my girls.
Right.
I'm just, adding to the team a little bit. Not in that way, but you know what I'm saying?
Right. Most of us guys, we don't have teams when I'm shit. But now, with that being said, I get people all the time that are like, hey, man, like I get more people ask me about the cigar business than ask me about mortgages now. Again, I'm like, hey, man, I'm still the mortgage man. It's on my shirt. You understand me?
Right.
So.
No, but one of the things that I think people tend to undervalue is that the reason you're able to get so many things accomplished is that you do work with a team.
Yes, I do.
Your mortgage business, you have a very talented team.
Yes.
For your other entrepreneurial ventures, you have teams of people that you work with as well. So let's talk a little bit about the value of building that strong team. And what are some of the things that you think about when you're out and you're looking to attract those best and brightest?
So what I will say is this. You're 100% right. The only reason, and literally the only reason why I'm able to do some of the other things that I do is because I have a great team, particularly at the mortgage company. Because, like I said, that's the girl that brought me to the dance. That is my main thing. That's my main source of income. Like, that's what I do, right? But I've had a team that's been with me for a long time. Nikki, my operations manager, she's been with me for. I've been in the business 17 years. She's been with me 16 years.
Wow.
Okay. Kathy, who is my loan officer that handles a lot of my deals as well, she's been with me for probably, I don't know, maybe 11 or maybe 12 years now. She's been with me for a while too. So my core team has been Fred, who's one of our loan officers. He's been with us for probably 6-7 years at this point. So our core team has been together for a long time. The reality is you have to have a team. Nobody can achieve big things. You can achieve some things, but it's very difficult to achieve big goals on your own. No man is an island. It says that in the book, and that is the truth. Like, you got to have a team, a support team to support you. Whether it's a team and you being the owner of a company and having a team that works there that supports you, or whether you're working at a company and having a company that is going to provide support. And you having a team that way, but it's very, very difficult to do it on your own. So that's what's allowed me to go into some other things. Even though the businesses that I'm in, those are partnerships for the most part, with the exception like my construction company is pretty much a sole thing, but everything else is partnerships. So with the original cigar bar that we opened over in Spring, Presidential Cigars, that was basically 10 brothers came together. Led by one of our partners, Terry Williams, and he had an idea of saying, hey, look, what if we get one? There was nothing like what we wanted on the north side for us, right? So we started. We wanted to place a private place for brothers of a certain ilk to be able to go and hang out and have a place of their own, similar to in our Legends on the south side, and there was nothing for us on the north side. So we said, okay, we're gonna open one. We do it ourselves. So he got 10 brothers together that each came from different backgrounds, each had different skill sets to bring to the table, and said, hey, let's all come together, and that's how that worked. But that teamwork is what makes that work together. Similar to 5 Central, which is the newer venture that we have.
Talk to us about that,
please.
So that's the new spot. We've got 5 venues in one location. We've got a restaurant, a live entertainment venue, a mixology bar, a wine bar, and a private social club, all in one location. We've got 17,000 square feet in River Oaks, right off of Westheimer and Kirby. That we operate this in, and once again, that's 5 brothers from 5 different industries with 5 different skill sets that bring 5 different things to the table, and everybody contributes to the gumbo pot. You know, if you got a gumbo that just got chicken, your gumbo ain't gonna be that good. You know, but you gotta have a little bit of everything.
Got your sausage, your shrimp, and
you
some
gotta have
crab.
a little bit of everything, and
that's
where teamwork comes in. Unfortunately, a lot of times now there's positives and negatives to that too, right? Because you know. The reality is when you do have partners, you can't make decisions in a vacuum. You have know everybody's input has to be counted. But in the right situations, if you have the right partners, the right teammates, etc., everybody's bringing some value to the table. Yeah. So you welcome that feedback, because the reality is multiple heads and multiple ideas and vantage points are better than one.
I totally agree.
You know, with so many irons in the fire right now, what inspires you currently? What is it that gets you excited? Because I know sometimes, especially in business, when you're building and maintaining successful ventures, it takes a lot to actually inspire you to be like, oh, okay, this is the next level of where I want to go. So is there anything as far as a book that you're reading, or is there an inspirational speaker that you listen to? What gets your juices flowing? What totally puts you in that place to be your most creative?
So it's not a particular book. It's not a particular speaker per se that gets me in that mode. But to be honest with you, it's the passion and now once I was bitten by that entrepreneurial spirit many years ago, like probably about the age of 18, 19. Now it's the pursuit of. There was something that a guy told me many years ago, right? He said, look, you got 2 choices. You can work hard now and play the rest of your life, or you can play now and you can work hard the rest of your life. The choice is yours, because the reality is, at some point, at this time I was probably like 19 years old, and he was like, look, 20 years from now, you'll be 39 years old. He said, the question is, will you be 39 years old and in a position where you're going to have to slave for the rest of your life? Or will you be 39 years old and in a position to where you can start winding it down when you want to? But either way, 20 years from now, you're going to be 39 years old. You just got to make a decision on which 39 you're going to be. Well, I'm 40 now, so I'm trying to figure this out. But literally, that drives me when you talk about what gets my juices going, is I want to have the ability to be able to choose my own destiny, choose what I do, work because I want to, not because I have to. By the time I get, my goal is 50, right? So once I get 50, I want to be, which is 10 years from now, I want to be in a position to where I do things based on whether I want to do them, not based on whether I have to do them. So right now, that means I got to work hard to get to that point over the next 10 years, because I only got 10 years left to do it. So that's what really motivates me.
You know, it's so powerful that you share those tidbits that you heard and learned way back when you were 19 years old, because everyone who's going to hear this interview or have a chance to watch this episode may not have the luxury of having someone pull them to the side and was like, look, I see something in you. I'm going to give you this gem. So I think it's super powerful and invaluable that you shared that today, because you could be that resource for someone who watches today's episode. So I want to thank you so much for not only giving your personal testimony, but at the same time serving as an inspiration. Larry and I talk about this a lot, that sometimes we don't understand how powerful we can be in our own sphere of influence. And I know you speak to younger people, you speak at schools, and that work that you're doing from that standpoint as far as community outreach are the things that you can't always quantify, but we all know it's going to make the world a better place in the future. So I want you to keep up that work, because I think sometimes those are the things, and I know Larry does a lot in the community as well, that you don't always get your plaudits for, but we all know that not only is it necessary, it's something that should be mandatory for everyone, especially in our position, to serve as a role model and an inspiration. So
Agreed.
absolutely. So before we sign off this week, could you share your website, your contact information, because I'm sure there's going to be some people in our audience that after watching and hearing this interview is going to want to reach out to you, meet you, or at least reach out to Blackstone Mortgage, because they are definitely in a position to want to be a homeowner in 2020.
Absolutely. Well, my name, once again, most people just call me the Mortgage Man, but my legal name is Harold Ahmad Steele. You can contact me. You can go on our website at www.blackstonemortgage.com. If you go on Instagram, it's at Mortgage Man. My phone number is 832-876-2462. Easy to remember if you forget, 832-876-AHMAD if you hit the numbers. So
That's what's up.
Other than that, hit me up.
Hey, man, appreciate you so much. Mr. Brooks, man.
Yes, sir.
I know this is like your week of recovery.
It is.
But for those in the audience that would love the opportunity to either meet, greet, or engage with Mr. Larry W. Brooks this week, is there anything that you'll be doing out publicly where they can come out and meet you?
You know what? I'll be at your open house. I'm gonna stop by the open house, come out, hang out. So if you guys are in the area, for those of you that are making plans to visit the home, I'll be at the open house with Rick this weekend. In addition to that, next weekend, which is March 6th and 7th, I'm gonna be participating, or I'm gonna be a speaker at the 20 National Authors Forum that they're doing, and so I'll have details on that. We'll have that up and going on our Instagram page coming up, so you have more details on that.
Hey, so thank you so much for that, Mr. Brooks. Everyone, as Larry just mentioned, he'll be attending my open house with me this weekend. It is at 1610 City Nights Way. It'll start at noon on Saturday to 4 p.m. I will also be there noon on Sunday to 4 p.m. as well. Please, you're invited. Stop by, have a good time with not only myself, but Mr. Larry W. Brooks and the rest of the team from Prime Real Estate Network and Team Brooks and Davis. I look forward to meeting any and everyone. And anyone who stops by the open house who mentions that they heard about us on the Prime Real Estate Network podcast will definitely be entered into our drawing, because we will have a contest winner at the end of each day at our open houses. So please stop by. We look forward to meeting with you. On behalf of myself, Rick Davis, and the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, I want to thank everyone for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. If you need anything, we're only a DM or a text away. I look forward to seeing you all next week, and be blessed.
Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm LLC is marketing a property for sale right now that you can buy. These properties range from land lots for under $20,000 to move-in ready homes $500,000 and more, along with everything in between. To see this week's list of properties for sale you can buy now, go to bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. That's bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. If you plan on selling some real estate and you need it on the weekly list, call 713-665-8329 to speak with someone about it.